Okay, we're all ready, people? And if you can please use the microphone so we can hear the questions, it would be great. Thank you.
Mark, is it more special than the first one because of how much harder you had to work for it, and I guess the character that you show?
At the time, the first one was fantastic. This is a different year, and it was a different game, better, probably a better game really, and just to win another premiership's a very special thing. So what's more special? I'm not too sure. It was just fantastic. The game and the spirit our boys showed, and the fact that we won.
Is this the fitting end for 3 years of dominance?
Yeah, it is. We probably felt that it was only fair that we won another one. I suppose there was a lot of pressure from everybody expecting us, saying if we only won 1 out of 3, then it's probably not good enough. I've been quoted as saying that too. So that's not to say we can't win it again next year, and that we won't be trying to win it again next year. And our run is over. It's clearly not. We've got Josh Hunt and Stokes and Tomahawk's young, Selwood's young. There's the real challenge is to keep this team alive for a long time.
You spoke yesterday about the respect that you have for St Kilda. That's clearly been vindicated today. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think there's huge respect for both sides. Spoke to Ross after the game, and mate, they've had an awesome season of footy, and we're lucky to win the game. So, we're very respectful St Kilda Footy Club, and very happy with our boys' efforts too.
Last year's grand final in terms of, I guess, you dominated to a fair extent last year. You couldn't quite convert. A bit like this year.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they kicked a few points, and I think at one stage we were 7 goals, 1 in the wet, which is rare, but that stuff happens. There's fate sometimes involved in the game, and we might have got some lucky breaks, and although Darren Milwin wasn't too lucky just before half time. But that's just the way it sort of turned out. We're pleased that it has. And here's Paul Chapman.
What were your thoughts at the time, Bobby? Were you confident that your side could overrun them? How were you feeling at that stage?
Yeah, I was confident at half time. I think we just threw the challenge out that we got a game on with the conditions and just the year that the St Kilda Footy Club have had. So it was going to get down to the wire. We talked about that, didn't we, Chappie, how much we're going to have to earn this victory. How much you're willing to put on the line to make sure that we do win. All those sort of words came out of our mouths, and 3/4 time we just said we'll play a lifetime of footy to get in this position. You have your best quarter of footy, and this is what dreams are made of. And I thought our last quarter was outstanding.
Did that pain of last year help you, Bomber, in that situation as you hoped it would when you spoke on Friday?
I think it would. Yeah, I think it did. I think it definitely did. Really painful to lose a grand final. It doesn't matter when you played it. It's hard to watch. It's hard to cop. And if you get a chance, another chance to be in one, as recent as we did 1 year, I don't think if you look back in history, there'd be too many teams that did lose the second one in a row.
Bomber, how hard is it to keep your nerve? Just watching the game was draining. It was took the energy out of us just watching. How hard was it for you in the coach's box to keep your nerves and still make the choices?
To be totally honest, today I found it really easy. I don't know, maybe because we've had a lot of close games this year, but I just felt that, I just felt we're going to win. There you go. Deep down, walking into the ground, I just felt like we're going to win. At half time, I thought we were going to win. At 3/4 time, I even thought that we're going to win. I'm not sure whether I was being stupid or not, but we had to work hard for it as a coaching group, but that's our job. You don't get paid to get caught up in the game. You get paid to make some good moves and interchange players and position them and manage the day. And I thought, not only myself, but the team behind me with Ken and Sando and Brendan McCartney and Steve Hocking and Barmy, that we had a pretty good day too up in the box.
Decision at quarter time to move Jimmy Bartel onto Hayes. Obviously, the dilemma is what you lose from setting Bartel a task.
Yeah.
Difficult decision to make.
Yeah, but Jimmy was pretty good. Jimmy got votes in the Norm Smith, and the dilemma was actually whether we move Ling off Del Santo, and we decided, we seen it happen last week with the Bulldogs, and they changed their matchups and they end up losing the game. So we decided to stick with Ling and Del Santo, and just give Jimmy a bit more of a focus on Hayes to make sure that he just curbed his numbers, and he did that pretty well.
Was the difference just in the end when coming to the final quarter that you had the players who could take the game by the scruff of the neck?
Well, we talked all week about, being the best team, and, we've got a lot of individual stars, and we've got one next to us here, and Gary and Bartel and, Scarlett, but, individual talent doesn't actually win it for you. It's the best team who's going to win on the day, and I thought we held it together pretty well, and that's the beauty of this group, is that even though there are some stars amongst them, they still respect each other enormously, and that's a great thing to coach.
Tom said he'll wait on a decision on his future. If this does prove to be the end for him, how do you see his standing in the history of the whole club? He's captain a quarter of the club's flag.
Well, he's managed the change, the cultural change. He hasn't done it alone, so even though he deserves a lot of credit, it's not Mark Thompson's. He hasn't done it by himself. It's not Tom Harley. It's a group of people. And even though we hold him in really high regard, and he's an excellent person, if it is his last game, I'm not sure whether it is. He's captained a pretty decent group of blokes, and they've made his job easier. But at the same time, he's an outstanding person.
Do you have an opinion on whether he should play on next year?
No, I'm going to leave it up to Tom.
Chappy, can you talk us through that last goal, just how you saw the ball came in and how it unfolded for you?
Yeah, I was actually hoping that Gaz would kick it first, but sort of dropped short, and I don't know, just ended up on the ground, and I was there and got a handball and was just lucky enough to put it through and put us a goal in front. So I was willing for the siren to go after that, and it took a little while, but just to do my little bit, in what was a great game. We're a great team. Just to do my bit to help, is more than enough. And 2 out of 3 years is great, and we're pretty happy. But looking forward to bigger things as well.
Yeah, does that compare to other games you played in terms of how good it was? It seemed like players were looking pretty tired even pretty early in the first half.
Yeah, it was flat out the game. I don't know what it looked for the spectators and that, but it was flat out, and two best teams going at it for the year. You couldn't ask for better footy, and look, it was flat out from start to finish, and our last quarter was great. We got obviously the challenge put on us a little bit, and we stood up and played some great footy, and pretty much played the game in our half, which we wanted to do, and put a lot of pressure on them, and it worked. So very happy.
Find in the second half of the season and also in this game that made you get over all the obstacles to win?
I think we just got good people in our footy club, and no one likes losing. And as Bomber said before, we've got a lot of good players here, but we demand a lot from each other, and blokes respond. We've got good people who respond, and we just really challenge each other and get the best out of each other. And we did that again today, and we got the biscuits what we're looking for.
Well, just on that, there was that loss to Carlton, and that weekend you also had the 150 celebrations, and Mark was pretty impassioned with this sort of call to arms to the players. Was that a bit of a...
That was overrated, I reckon. Mark had too much to drink and shouldn't have seen what he said.
Was that weekend a bit of a turning point?
Serious?
Oh,
not really.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, like,
do you want me to
I'm just going
with the hand up your back.
The thing is, Bomber doesn't challenge us, through the media. He challenges us face to face, and that's what we respect about him, and that's what he respects about us. And we answer his challenges, and I think people made a big issue out of that, and he might have been throwing the challenge at us a little bit. That might have been what the supporters wanted to hear, but
that's what I felt. I didn't actually want to say it.
Yeah. And that's good. So he challenges us behind closed doors, and 9 times out of 10 we respond. And you need a coach who challenges you / motivates you.
Was there a particular turning point though? Things were sputtering along there for a little while after that round 14 game. Was there a point where you clicked?
I don't know. I think we just sort of, as I said before, we started to challenge each other, and things weren't going great for us, and we got beaten by some good teams. Carlton are a good team for the year, and a few injuries didn't help along the way. So we knew that if we could get everybody back and really start getting the best out of each other and getting everybody playing for the team, would be fine. And you know, and in the end it showed.
The fact is that finals were coming upon us too, which there's a bit of a dead rubber there for a while with us. Yeah, and then St Kilda. There was a few 4 or 5 weeks where there wasn't much in it to play your best footy.